Oops, sorry, Ed. Chair got away from me.
I never see city council.
Steve,
Good morning.
Good morning.
Rachel will be here in a minute.
Okay.
Oh, guys, training people.
All right, Mr. Chairman, Jacques is present.
Good morning, Jacques.
Morning.
Morning. Use the microphones that we need.
Back up in the big seat like the old days.
I know it. I was thinking when I sat here.
It's the most official actors.
I don't have my armor vest on though.
This is not.
Since the beginning, have you ever sat here? No.
No, we usually sit in the back room.
Are the microphones in use?
Yeah, they're in use,
They're part of.
Yeah, you're being recorded.
You know, Rachel's gonna be here in a minute. Well,
Yeah.
you know what, Rista, you gotta be somewhere, so let's get.
Rachel,
And I need to be at work
All right, let's call the meeting.
eventually.
Me too.
Yeah, all right, I'm sorry. All right, let's call the meeting to order 8:36. Public comment is open and closed.
all right.
All right, I had a conversation with Rista around a week ago, and she talked to me about, we've had this conversation before about doing the banners downtown and trying to come up with a program. And so anyway, she mentioned to me that the city, I believe, has some sort of grant, and there might be opportunity for ACT to get involved and help manage over the program of doing the banners for downtown. So anyway, I will, good morning, Rachel. I will turn it over to Rista, and maybe you could just give us the whole
thing.
the whole
Sure.
thing.
So, as you know, I think having banners downtown brings life to downtown. And we want to get banners back reinstated. Here, Rachel, do you want to? But I've been looking at, like thinking back on how we did the yarn bomb. And that for those of you who aren't familiar with the yarn bomb, we reached out to, everybody in the community, schools, senior center, artists, businesses, and they all created their yarn. And then at one day we put it all up and it stayed up for however many months. And that was a community project, and people came down because they wanted to see their yarn work that they did. They wanted to see the yarn work that their family did. And then it also drew people because it was just fun and interesting to look at. So with that in mind, I wanted to try to develop a banner program that's similar, that brings art downtown, but that we reach out to the community with, the schools, the senior centers, the businesses, same thing, and our artists, and ask them to submit artwork to be placed on a banner. The banner itself would be a similar, a uniform design, and the artwork would be what changes. So as people come downtown, they can walk around and take a look at all the different art that's on the banners. We have about 50 different banners. And so this is something that's also important to the mayor. And she does want to fund the first round of this through some of our economic development funding sources that we have. So, down the road, we might, look at other funding opportunities, or maybe the city continues to fund it. But this first round, she does want to fund. So what we need to do, and I'm saying we, because I'm hoping that this commission or a subcommittee of this commission will kind of help with this and, help determine what the program looks like, help with outreach to the different organizations to get interest of people submitting artwork. And then I do think that it needs to be a juried selection, because for a few reasons. One, if we get more than 50, we need to be able to pick. But also, light poles are not public forums, so they're not a place for First Amendment speech. They are serve a purpose for the city. So we want to make sure that we're not putting inappropriate messaging or anything up there. We want to make sure we can control that, because the artwork, we don't want to be political. We don't want a message up there. So that is the general overall thought of where I am. And I just wanted to see if this committee has any interest in being part of that. And if so, what your thoughts are, or anything you have to add, or
I mean, I'm sure we could definitely come up with a couple people for, I think a subcommittee probably would be the best way to attack it, since we're, you know, I'm sure there's a couple different things we want to start getting going on since we're now meeting back. And I definitely think Stephanie Burr or Maddie Stenson from the Arts Council, if we could have them, you know, guest appear on that subcommittee. I mean, they're the arts connection.
It would bring their organization in as well.
Yeah.
Our subcommittees have always allowed outsiders to be part of the subcommittee.
Perfect.
That's all.
This is not too far afield from some of the juried shows the arts community has been doing and those sorts of efforts. So I think as far as figuring out the moving parts of this and how to actually logistically, mechanically put it together as far as how people would submit work and how it would be collated and evaluated, we could probably get some good information talking with Steph and Maddie and maybe Judy up at the Arts Center.
Mm-hmm.
Time frame, big question. When do you see banners going up?
So ultimately, we'd like to be as soon as possible. So what is as soon as possible? You know, we're already the end of July. I'm thinking if we can have it ready to launch by the time school is back in session, we might be able to, you know, we'll get the kids in school and then we can do maybe the first round is we ask for winter scenes or something. So we put something up for the winter months.
Do you envision these up all year long? And will the weather beat the heck out of them?
They might a little bit, but I think I like them up as much as possible. You know, I think the winter ones we probably wouldn't get to reuse as often. We might only get a few seasons out of them.
So are you hoping our subcommittee can kind of come up with some guidelines, maybe build a little website so people can submit these things? Because I was thinking I could definitely give a little website to, you know, have us a home base. Because if people hand in applications, it might be easier just to download them or, you know, upload them online and their artwork.
And so I think that might be, you know, figuring all that out is what I'm hoping the committee might help with. I'm happy to help put it in writing and then we review it. And, you know, I'm happy to help with the administrative stuff of that to make sure we're moving forward. And maybe, you know, the website might be a great idea. We could talk to Steph and Maddie, see if there's a different way that they know or if they have a website already, you know, a system already in place that we can use. So just those details are what I would envision this committee, you know, sorting out.
So in what format or context would we communicate to the community? Would this be a Facebook appropriate matter?
I would hope it would be some sort of social media involved, definitely.
Press release?
Yeah, we could do press release. And we could, like I said, the other arts council as well. I'm sure that they would like that.
And
we can utilize their email list.
Yes.
Would we want to identify point people? Say, you know, people involved with churches, schools, different ethnic organizations, or would we just put it out there and let people contact us?
If you go down that route, you may start entering in that, you know, that speech element that you've tried to avoid.
Well, I mean, I wouldn't avoid the churches and stuff. We would just say they're, you know, they have to be, you know, content neutral. But that's how you reach out to the community. And again, that would be a big part of, you know, we would all reach out to our networks of people. You know, everybody at this table has a network and using our own social media and people that we know and the committee networks and our, you know, the mayor's Facebook page. So, you know, all of that, press releases, and we would come up with a launch plan. You know, what does that look like?
And it would all funnel into one end destination where it then gets evaluated.
Yeah.
And,
Right. So we would, I would hope that this committee would help develop what that marketing material looks like, what that message looks like. And then, you know, we do a uniformed launch of the program, you know, with a press release, with social media, with, you know, so it would be developed as we move along, and it would be.
Yeah, because our launch is going to be, there's a new program, and it's going to be for the next 30 days, perhaps. We need you to enter your information in and your artwork, and then, you know, we'll put our timeline together. So I guess, you know, Can we ask if everyone's interested and we're all in on it?
I think that would be the next step is for us to
Yeah.
vote that or make a motion or something of the sort that.
Well, quick straw poll. Is anyone not in favor of it? So maybe the next thing is just form our subcommittee and once we have to form our subcommittee, we can put a time frame together and meet and move it forward. So,
I think perhaps a quick vote for the minutes.
That's what I was thinking too.
Yeah.
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 Good idea.
A vote to adopt it
A vote.
as a new program?
I'll do it. I motion to adopt, or, let me think about how to word this, my brain is very early. I motion that our commission adopts the idea and starts a subcommittee to help with the downtown banner program. Is that right?
Yeah, perfect.
Second?
Bill seconds it. All in favor? Aye. Opposed? Okay, carries. Okay, so the next thing is we need a motion to form a subcommittee.
Motion to form a subcommittee for the downtown banner program?
Okay,
Second.
Mike seconds it. All right, any discussion? Okay, all in favor?
I do have a question for discussion on the subcommittee.
Hey, what's up?
Can you hear me?
We got you.
What, we want to determine just exactly what resources are going to be required of this subcommittee before we go into forming it.
Resources.
Meaning financial?
Not only financial, but time, collaborators, so on and so forth. Just so I can get an idea of what might be.
Do we need to define the subcommittee before we form the subcommittee, or can let the subcommittee figure all that out?
Well, do we have any conception of what that subcommittee at this point would look like, what they would be doing?
Well, I can tell you, I would hope that the subcommittee would meet at least twice a month with me to talk about, to move it forward and develop, in each meeting, if there was, homework that we needed to do, we would do it and then come back and meet again. We can meet in my office. We can meet, I'm very flexible with timing, whether an early morning or later afternoon meeting would work. But, I would hope, and, there may be, as we get moving, more demand or less demand, but to start with, I would think twice a month would probably be reasonable.
I would think the first meeting would be a matter of just everybody bringing their ideas and just putting a kit bag together of strategies and then kicking that around and seeing what makes sense and then starting to refine it from there. But right now,
Right.
I think we need to stay open to creative ideas and not define it too far.
You mentioned school season, which starts the beginning of September. We're at the end of July. That gives us the month of August.
Right.
And when we meet every 2 weeks, we're not going to have a program ready to launch.
I think it's,
You know,
I think we can.
I mean, you're not
Meeting
going
weekly.
With you every.
Right.
to get banners up until Thanksgiving if we
If
meet every
that.
2 weeks.
Yeah.
Let's make it weekly.
I mean, I think we need one good long meeting to start and just define it as a few hours and know that it may take an hour or two to hammer out the first round.
And I'm perfectly willing and expecting to do the brunt of the work out of my office. It's the ideas and the collaboration and the developing the plan, and then after we have developed the outreach and that I will need help with, and then the jury piece. So as far as, like pulling things together and writing the program, I mean, I'm willing to do all that. I don't want to put that on volunteers. And I know that's sometimes what makes it take a little bit longer because you're all volunteers. So I'm happy to do that. And so we can keep moving along. If you think weekly meetings is more appropriate to start with, I'm happy to do that as well.
So Jock, when we talked about this before, we were worried about money and how we were going to do this. So now we have resources, the mayor's backing the program. Rista's going to spearhead it. So I think
And we
be
have
able
the
to make
blessing of the
this.
city for ACT to get involved. which
Yeah, so
has
I
always
think
been on the fence in the past.
this is, going to move much quicker and better than when we were contemplating it before.
Because you just said the city's gonna pay for the first round.
Correct.
Perfect.
Also, we don't have to get this perfect. We just need to get good, colorful,
Yeah.
positive work up on banners. This,
So-
this good enough is good enough here.
Bill, I think you'd be a perfect addition for this subcommittee. Is that you
God,
volunteering,
yeah,
sir?
awesome. Thank you for volunteering.
Bill.
Don't let, what is that they say? Don't let the perfect be the enemy of good enough.
I think the next step, we voted to accept the subcommittee, I think, so is anyone interested in the subcommittee? Bill, I think obviously for obvious reasons.
I would serve on it. I would
Of course.
like to get involved.
Miss Janet, is there another?
I'll be on it.
I don't care if the whole commission wanted to be on it.
No,
you
I think traditionally we've shown that when we have subcommittees, we get things done. Obviously the whole commission is happy to contribute, but I think subcommittees, we've shown in the past, like 3 or 4 people just get stuff done and report back to the rest of us.
And Rachel, can we count you in on the subcommittee?
Unless anybody else, I don't wanna.
And we have 2 new members, let's not
Subcommittee
ignore the new members if they
Mike,
want
any
to
interest?
jump in.
Absolutely.
Look, see, Mike.
Don't be
Mike.
obligated. No, all right.
I mean,
They want to.
But you have, just saying.
I think this is a great idea, and I think I don't think we'll find any shortage of
No.
any one of us to get involved, but I know, Bill, you have so many connections, Janet, you have so many connections in our community. I think it's very important, at the very least, you two are on it for sure.
Am I having in at the Torrington school? But that's okay.
No, neither here nor there, right?
I mean, Gabe.
You may know somebody.
Gabe's kind of a big deal in that school already, so.
So we have Bill, Janet, myself, Rachel. Mike, are you on this committee?
Yeah.
I'll jump in.
How many rounds will there be?
So I think that will depend on cost.
Okay.
If it ideally, I would love to see us switch them out every 6 months for 2 years to start with. I can't commit city funds to do that until I know how much they're going to cost. And so as, part of this committee too is seeking,
Did you say
procurement.
2 years?
Yeah.
Wow. That'll be can the subcommittee make suggestions on these? I guess so.
Well, can there be
So-
with each round, can the subcommittee
It
change?
seems like a long time
Oh, yeah.
to me.
Yeah.
People get bored with these things.
And so so what I can commit to is the first round,
Yeah.
and if we find that it's under what I'm expecting for the budget, we can extend it or whatever.
And if it becomes as popular as the program Rista was telling you about before, that current program got a lot of attention, we might have people that want to see it more often and
Right.
be a reason to change them around and get more money.
Right. Maybe it just becomes every summer we do it, or, so there's different ways we can work on it, but it's just a way to bring art downtown, bring colorful, vibrancy downtown.
Once we get the amounts, what it costs, we can always try to get it into the budget, even if it's a small amount of money. Arts and culture has never had a line item of funding, but this might be something that everyone might agree with if it's not a ridiculous amount of money. Because of the importance of it, it will brighten up the downtown. It's got some value to it.
I'm sorry.
If I might toss this in, a good buddy of mine is a select woman, or whatever the term is, in Winstead. And they've had a banner program for quite a few years that's been pretty vibrant. I believe they leave the banners up all year. And I would be happy to talk to Melissa and find out how they do it, what it costs, what the logistics are, in case any of that would be good information in what we're doing.
Good idea.
All right.
That'd be great.
Rista, you have to be somewhere. So I don't know, is there anything else we need to know, or is this now up to the subcommittee?
So the subcommittee is almost a whole committee. So which is also fine. So why don't I have everybody's email from the email Marty just sent out. I can We can schedule
We need
next
to
meeting.
correct one though.
You don't have mine, but, because you have my wife's.
What's your email?
MICKUIMC, the number 0123 @gmail.com.
Thanks, Mike.
And McAllister Kim 14 could come off. She was a part of the group, but not anymore.
Just one more quick question. Are the light poles used during the holidays? Would the
Yeah.
flags have to come down?
No, they don't interfere.
They don't interfere,
Yeah.
They don't
okay.
interfere.
And so if we can get a meeting on the books, what, for next week? Next week I'm off, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, so if you were available Monday or Tuesday.
Yeah, Tuesday's actually my day off, so.
Tuesday, William, for Tuesday?
We could do it Tuesday.
Does an 8 o'clock meeting work better or an afternoon meeting or what's the best for everybody?
Me, I'm pretty flexible, but I know you're trying to run a store, so.
Early or late?
Tuesdays, I actually like switched my days off because we're shipping so much now that I have to like work Mondays when the store's closed. So
Oh.
if it's during Tuesdays, I can do anytime it works for everybody else. When it's not on Tuesdays, I do have to do morning meetings, unfortunately. So I can be, for next Tuesday, I can be flexible with whatever everybody else wants.
Mike, you have time on Tuesday?
Yeah. Yeah, like I said, I'm pretty flexible. I'll just schedule appointments or.
Flexible. Bill, you're getting your mornings though, right? Because of.
8 a.m. would work well for me.
Well, so we want to schedule every Tuesday at 8 a.m.? Does that work? Or does that just mean you have to get up early on your days off?
Oh, my husband works construction. I'm up at 6 a.m. every
Okay.
day.
So for now, schedule Tuesdays, 8 a.m.?
Let's do the first one there at that time.
And that way, we have such a big subcommittee that if me or Mike or anybody else or Bill can't make one of the meetings, then
We still have more, yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
And where?
This will be Arista's office. Economic
Well,
Development.
I'll reserve one of the conference rooms.
Okay.
Because it's enough, yeah.
Yeah, I'll reserve one of the conference rooms. I'll let you know which one.
Sure.
Krista, thank you for your footwork on this.
No problem. And if I reserve a conference room, I don't have access to Zoom. Is that okay? Everybody's okay with in person?
That's fine.
That's fine.
Yeah, subcommittees don't need to.
Okay. Yeah, I apologize. I have like 4 meetings this morning and one's being recorded. That's when I'm leaving early. So I do have to go, but I thank you. And I think on your agenda,
Let's see.
oh, it's not on here. Good.
You are going to have Tim.
Yeah, we did hire a consultant a while back to kind of help us look at our downtown and give us some ideas of how we can start to activate some of the vacant spaces, not just, looking at the vacant storefronts, but also some spaces downtown that are underutilized, little alleyways, different kind of cool things. So he did have a report. I would love for him to come and talk to this committee and just kind of go over the report and share some of his ideas and maybe some of the ideas he has. This commission might also, spur some thoughts that you might have and give you different ideas of things that you want to do too.
Can you forward us the report and we'll schedule them in for the next
Yeah.
meeting?
Yeah,
Okay.
he wasn't available today, but we'll
Okay.
be happy to get him to come talk to you again.
That sounds fun. I like the idea of like public mural art. That's always, because I have 2, right? I have one that I had commissioned and then the horse from Daniel Naylor.
Yeah.
My customers take selfies with them all the
Yeah.
time. And I actually got permission from my landlord, and I'm just waiting for Stephanie for her schedule. She's gonna paint a dragonfly wing mural, like the one they have in Nashville with the angel wings, but smaller, and so that people can like stand in between the wings and like take
They're gonna be
pictures.
inside or outside?
It's gonna be outside. It's gonna be on Maiden because Temkin owns the building. So I'm gonna put it on kind of next to the horse, like on a little down, a little ways from
Cool.
the horse. So so that way people can like come take selfies with it and
So one of the things I would love for you guys to do, and I'll be a few minutes late just to kind of give this a little bit of promotion here, but in January of 2020, so it was right before the pandemic hit, the mayor and I partnered with Winstead, with Candy Perez and Bob Geiger at the time. We submitted an application to Building Healthier Communities and for economic growth and development. And within the grant that we got, we had a whole list of different things that we were trying to do. And then a lot of them got put on hold because of the pandemic, because we couldn't promote businesses that were closed, for example. So coming out of the pandemic, the past couple months, really the mayor has been wanting us to focus on this marketing level piece of it. And so we hired Steph and Maddie to update our It's Happening Here website. So guys, take a look at it. It's, a work in progress, but it's come a really long way. We want to start using that as our link through all of our promotions, the itshappeninghere.com. So to try to build content on that, we did bring in an intern that's been developing content that's not on there yet, but Steph and Maddie will be working to put it on there. But she's developed 15 different selfie spots. Okay. So just so people can come take pictures and gets them downtown and gets them to visit different areas of town. We're starting to promote those on our social media now, but they will be on the website. She's gone to a couple different events and done like these Torrington happenings and kind of just captured what the events is and what, kind of the vision of Torrington, vibrant and family and all of that. We're going to have a community vibe type link. And then she's gone out to do some hidden gems. And originally we were saying hidden gems can be, a variety of different things. And she's done some of the Frederick Olmsted fountain out in front. She's done some of the old cemetery in Burrville, Burr Pond, but then she's kind of expanded and she's gone to some of our businesses, Christy being one, and kind of gotten some really authentic videos of the business owners just talking about their business. So, I would love to see if, maybe we can, after she's done, kind of keep doing some of that and talking to our businesses and getting them out there. So that's, some of the ideas that we have for the website.
Right. She emailed me right before my wedding and I haven't,
Rista, the Economic Development Commission isn't around anymore, is it?
So they're around.
Oh, they are around.
We've met a few times during the pandemic, but then we had members move away. So we do not have a quorum. We have 3 active members and I have hopefully, I've been working to get other people interested and reaching out. I have, I think 3 or 4 people that we're going to try to appoint on August 2nd. So that board will be reinvigorated. Like I said, we did meet a couple times during the pandemic. They helped with some outreach, talking to some different businesses that were really impacted, trying to find out what the needs were.
We've never really collaborated with them, but it sounds like some of these projects are cross collaborations.
Yeah. I mean, all of it is all economic development and community development, and it's all important. So take a look at the website. Let me know if there's other content that you think would be cool. Promote it, share it, tell people about it. If you have businesses and you're not on there or the information's not right, I can tell you how to go in and fix it. So use it, share it.
awesome.
Thank you.
All right, Rista, thank you. Okay, our next item is the financial report. I reached out to the Board of Finance. We do have money in the account. We have $538.85.
Ooh.
We're not broke. So, which is nice to see. So, anyway, that's an accumulation of monies we made over time. So, with interest.
Better? Yeah.
Anyway, all right, just figured I'd bring that up. Next, city space. I figured I put this on here because it's been a while since we met and we need to talk about our city space, or at least our city hall gallery. So
Could I get us up to date on that?
Yeah.
All right, what we are looking at right here is the foremost face of city space, just given that this is the largest public venue in the building. These paintings by John Nolke and Clements Gregory went up in November 2019. Ooh. So nobody much saw them because it was midwinter, and then COVID shut us down.
There haven't been any live meetings until just recently.
I recently reached out to both John and Matt. Clements is unfortunately on the downslide with Alzheimer's or dementia of some sort. I've been in contact with his wife, Alita, who is sharp, brilliant, a wonderful artist, Broadway actress, really cool person, and a couple other members of the family. Clements was on his way through town to the facility where he now is, and he was not at all lucid. And when he got near City Hall, he immediately perked up, came to life, and said, I've got work in there. I've got artwork in that building.
Wow.
And I really think we need to, Alita's phone was not working for technical reasons. I'm waiting on word from her niece, Clemence's niece, that her phone is working. I'm going to get together with Alita. I would like to put together a little explanatory plaque and leave this work up for a few more months because nobody's really seen it, and celebrate John Nolte, much of a character as he is, this West Texas cowboy, but he's done a lot of interesting things in town here. And I think it's appropriate that we celebrate his work. Clements is a World War II vet. I was saying to Ann that he has a painting based on the Holocaust that will just curl your hair. It is just brilliant. This guy was in the war and has a lot more work, but I think we really need to make the community aware of who this guy is while he's still with us.
Did we ever get a press release out over these people?
No, we need to do that.
Okay.
I think that's what I'm trying to communicate, that we need a proper press release.
You want to write something, Bill?
I would be glad to. So I'll meet with Alita and John.
Is it the animal pieces that are his? The horse and the...
Yeah, the abstract modernist pieces are Clemence's. I personally think it's fascinating work. Eric Hammer had these 3 pieces professionally cleaned for the show here.
The first one weirdly reminds me of like the Battle of Troy, like them coming out of the fish.
Yeah, there you go.
Wow.
And this is like good, vibrant, punchy work. And it's, we need people to be in this room and think, yeah, we have an art community here. And it's not just, some sort of, as Rista was saying, some sort of polemical political message, but a vibrant outgrowth of the experiences of our community on the wall in a way that people do not need an art historical background to appreciate.
Yeah, Bill, I think you should definitely put something together. I mean, these pieces and the artists better than any of us sitting here. And I think a great way to honor them would be to get some information up there.
How many World War II vets do we have who, fought their way through France in 1945 and 44 and 45. This is worth celebrating.
Absolutely.
Okay. All right. So
Yeah,
let's-
very good. My grandparents.
Emily at the Register Citizen will just about publish anything we write.
I'll put something together and meet with her if that's cool.
Yeah, well, me.
John Nolte, I will have a good talk with. I've been talking with John and Michael Bowe, who some of you know, who has been advising John. And I'd like to get something about what he's up to. He has done yeoman's work in preserving a building that we had all completely given up on in town here and brought it back to life.
It's sat empty for 20 years.
Yeah.
And every time I sent someone to the owner who was interested in buying it, the price went up.
And this freaking guy somehow schmoozed.
Yeah,
What was it, Marty Ritchie?
yeah.
I mean, this
Something like that.
just complete crank. I mean, just the most negative character. I like the guy a lot, but he was rather oppositional in personality. And John went in and somehow made friends with him and made the whole thing happen.
Yeah.
And resurrected a really important building and appreciates its fine-grained historical context in our community. And that's important.
Do we want to resurrect our Facebook page for ACT and at least post? something?
I actually have a thought real quick too about these, and I was going to bring it up under new business, but maybe it fits more under here because we're kind of a little low on time by the time we meet next. Are most of you guys aware of the the weekend of August 14th, the Creative Arts Festival that the Arts Council is putting on? I'm sure there's some way if we brought it up to them that we make this like one of the stops. Like,
Of course.
I think it would have been awesome to do something more, but I don't think we have the time to put together something more. But I think at the very least we should make this one of the stops for that, because people are going to be going everywhere downtown that weekend.
Even if it's temporary and we put this work back up, I think that would be appropriate.
Do we
We
need
have
to
to
be?
find out if City Hall could be open though, because it would be,
Oh, it's a weekend.
it's a weekend and they don't normally have anybody in here.
Okay.
But maybe we can just somehow let people know that this artwork is here during the week. Somehow, get some kind of presence.
And this room is booked, like anyone can walk in anytime? No, I don't think so.
Okay.
Oh,
Well,
that's right. I
It's
see the
locked,
sign on
yeah.
the door. It's locked now.
okay. All right. Well, something to think about if anyone comes up with anything. When's our next meeting? Do you know? End of August?
Probably, yeah.
Okay. So
Well, City Hall is open every Thursday till 6:30. So it would be good to have some kind of a wine and cheese kind of thing or whatever, like at 5:00 or something on a Thursday to celebrate the artist.
We never did have an opening. We've had openings in the past.
We
Yeah.
should do that.
All right.
We should do it.
I mean, that's easy. I'm around, so I can make sure that.
So is there still a subcommittee for this?
Well, it was you and I, last I knew.
Janet? Was it Janet? Were you on
Janet,
that?
were you, Eric Hammer was helping and Janet was here.
You want to, Janet, you okay with Bill and I meet with you and talk about an opening and we can try to schedule something?
In August?
Well, probably, yeah. You think that's too soon or?
Let's make it happen.
There's a lot going on in
We
August.
can't
I've got a
do,
lot going on in August, but we'll get together, see what we can do.
Okay.
How are you going to advertise it?
Myself, thinking about vacation.
But once again, you can get the newspaper, you can use the mayor's Facebook, Rista can do something.
Yeah, there is a lot. I am going to the Cape.
Maybe
It's going to be a
the
wide opening, we know it.
the Arts Council, they'll certainly do something, I'm sure.
And I'm not sure if the artist would be here or not.
It's happening here.
this is a whole new dispensation. I think we're at the start of a local renaissance here. And we all need to kick it into the next gear, as Ed would put it. Move the goalposts forward a little bit.
Yeah.
Okay, well, I think first things first, I think definitely, because I know we moved away from that part of the conversation, that's my bad. I think we definitely need to get some info up, Bill. You're definitely the person to do that for. Get some info up about these awesome artisans, something that we can put on the wall. Because if we get people through the door, the very least we can do is tell them who these people are.
I'll put a press release
Put a press
together.
release together, yeah.
Well, you know what? I mean, it's always open during the city council meetings. So at the very least, we have a schedule of the gallery being open, and that's during every city council meeting, which are now open, correct? So at the very least, in the press release, we could say, look, you can come see this great work twice a month, on Monday nights. Mondays, right? Monday, city council. Yeah. All right, we can talk about it, so that way we can move this thing forward.
And Thursdays, we could always make it open, because I'm around till 6:30 or something from my office.
People are here on Thursday nights. So.
Yeah. All right. Next on the list was the holiday ornaments. I brought one in because some people have never seen them. So that's done that way. I thought maybe we could resurrect it again, resurrect the idea.
Oh, I myself.
They're made by the Cat's Meow. They cost us around $8 to $9 each, depending on what they are charging currently. What we did is it's a program that we use.
Yeah.
It was a program we used to just generate some traffic downtown. We came up with a building. So we came up with some sort of building downtown and we produced them and they're available for the local merchants. So for example, if you wanted to sell them in your fudge company, he would just buy them outright from us and then upcharge them a little bit. We make like $1 on them, and you make the bulk, which, is maybe $3 or $4 tops. It's not a lot, but we get a little press release out and we promote it, and so people do look for them.
Sure.
So
Ed, would the mural be too politically loaded for a Christmas ornament?
Christmas ornament?
I don't
Well, yeah.
I mean, it's part of
I don't think so,
history,
but then we have to get the permission of the artists to put it on an ornament. So we'd have to go through that.
Because licensing, right? Because
Yeah,
that
of
would be,
course,
because
it's not
their
our
work,
image. We
yeah.
can't- it's public art, but we can't just sell.
And make money off
and
of
make money
it.
off of it.
Off of
So
some-
he's gonna, he or she, it's a he or she then.
He,
No.
I mean, it's not, we could talk to him, I mean, but unfortunately, there wouldn't be really any money to give him, because I mean, we don't really we make a
We'd have to let him know that the
dollar.
dollar goes towards the banners downtown, because I'm thinking, as I heard Rista earlier, after the first go around, we have no money. So maybe we can always use the ornaments as the small amount of money we make. One example I have, Petra Cones has always expressed interest in doing an ornament, and he's one of our better sellers. So I asked him one year, I said, would you do an ornament? We make it a limited edition, only sold in your store. If you pay for the whole ornament to fund it and give us a little money on top of it as a fundraiser for us. And he agreed, he said yes. So besides doing an iconic structure, ornament, or whatever we do downtown, we can pick certain businesses to do.
Well, I mean, historically, we usually have done a piece of artwork in a building that represents downtown, if I'm not
We've
mistaken.
done buildings, and we've done the Warner Theater, we've done
Yeah.
the Performance Hub, we've done UConn, we've done the library,
Nutmeg.
the Nutmeg, Christmas Village was one of our
Yeah.
more popular ones.
That was an actual globe.
And we
That was one
wanted
of
to do
first
the-
No, that wasn't a globe, that was a rectangular.
Yeah, it was rectangular, yeah. And we wanted to do the Hotchkiss Flyer House, right? That was the one we had talked
We
about. doing
talked,
next,
yeah, that was one that, even Ed, you mentioned to me that you thought the Historical Society.
Yeah,
would
and
be
Hotchkiss
the one to
Flyer
do.
House. And what I think would be really special, if you did the Hotchkiss Flyer House, and if somehow you can get like a Christmas photo of it, something like, do they put any decorations on that?
They do, and they will decorate the ornaments with Christmas.
I was gonna say, because I
You
think
put
it would look
snow
even
on it
better.
now.
Yeah, I think it
So-
would look even better with like snow on the ground.
We could resurrect the Christmas Village ornament, that was incredibly popular.
Yeah, I mean, I think the holiday, I mean, like, I don't know if I'm even really allowed to speak on it because I'm one of the businesses that benefits from this thing, but, I mean, it was.
No, you can't speak.
Yeah, more the reason to.
I mean, it was always a really good promotion for us. I mean, it wasn't about, as Ed pointed out, it wasn't about the $3 that we made on the ornament. The fact is that we would have people call us. People were calling around, like, do you have this one? Do you have this one? It did its job. It generated foot traffic. People saw it in the newspaper and would come down to the store and be like, hey, do you have this one? People loved sending it to their in-laws that lived out of town. It did its job.
The minimum order is, I believe, 25 pieces. I'll have to check. 'Cause they
Of
keep
each
changing.
individual.
Of each one.
Which is,
So basically, the deal is, we ask the merchants to prepay.
Mhm.
Like, Christy, if you were to hold them, I'd say, look, how many do you want to order? And you might go, oh, give me 15 of the mural and give me 15 of whatever else you have. And then we'll just calculate it out and you give us a check, and that way we'd help pay for these things.
Yeah.
So that's one of the reasons we have a little money in the bank, because we did make money over the years on some of the ornaments. Plus, we still have
Yes.
12 more of the nutmeg, which we own. So
and I know in the years past, we were like, well, who's going to buy them? Well, if you think about it, even if it's just me, Christy, Petra Cones, and Nutmeg, like between the four of us, we're still each going to buy
the hospital gift shop.
the hospital
would buy
gift
them.
shop
And Petricones now has the store in New Hartford as well.
as well. Yeah.
Yes.
Honestly, and I bet you Salt would buy them too. Salt's been really active in the community, Salt 2.0.
Tina sometimes buys
Tina
them.
sometimes buys them.
The toothpick might want to put a few up because they get traffic.
Yeah.
You never know where they'll pop up, you know.
I motion to resurrect the holiday ornament.
I'll second it. It was always a good idea.
Yeah.
It was never not.
So you know what I'll do? It's since we
All in
don't-
favor? Sorry, before I just want to
Oh,
make sure
no,
you do it right.
no,
All in
no.
favor?
Okay, good.
Wait, hold, is that, doesn't the chairman have to do the, I don't know if you can bring, well, as far as I know, the chairman has to bring the motion to the vote.
Oh, okay. Sorry, Shaq. We're rusty.
Okay, go ahead.
All right, we need a motion to resurrect the holiday ornaments.
I motion to resurrect the holiday ornaments.
Second?
I did.
Oh, you got it.
Yeah.
You got it, brother.
All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Okay,
There we go.
motion carries. Now, we never really had a subcommittee on the ornaments. I was always the subcommittee. So, yeah.
Yeah,
So-
I don't, with the ornaments, I mean, I don't really think, I mean, it's up to you, because you do.
I will just I'll call up the cat's meow. I will email everybody details and we can hammer this thing out, electronically and if it means starting the program by August, that's okay because we have enough time. We have to make decisions by August because they take time to order the ornaments. And we usually have them ready by Black Friday. We want them in stores by Black Friday.
Yes. I won't speak to everybody else, but my vote would be, I think we should resurrect Christmas Village because it's always popular. Everyone always, that one, I
Especially
sold.
this year because it's going to be more open.
Open, yeah.
The limitations.
The year that we first got them, I sold over
Hatfield
40.
sold around 120.
Yeah, I sold over 40 of the Christmas Village. Yeah. So I think we should resurrect Christmas Village. I think Hotchkiss Firehouse should be the new one. It's our historical society. It's a beautiful home. I think that should be our new one.
It's Filer.
It's what?
Filer, not Flyer. Filer, yeah.
Yes, how embarrassing.
No. Everyone makes that mistake.
Mark would never ever correct.
Your brain-
Never say anything.
When you look at it, your brain automatically.
Yeah, well, Flyer.
Yeah.
Filer is a word, so.
I think
Maybe
Do we want to enter the mural?
Bad Dog Brewery would want to do one. New
Oh,
business.
God, yes.
Bad Dog, yeah.
Please, and he would sell them.
With the train, with the Twilight Express on it. Ooh, that would be fun.
Yes.
also,
Yeah.
I will say this, because I know this has been some debate in the past on our committee, like as far as petrocones go. I mean, I don't know if I necessarily want to do one, but I have no problem if one of the businesses wants to do one of their own business, but they're going to pre-order like a minimum of 50 of
It's gotta
them.
be a fundraiser for us.
And we still get the money, so
And it's a little limited
I don't
edition.
care.
so,
Like,
you know,
I
it's
mean,
just-
I don't know how everyone else feels about that, but I have no problem if Petrocone says, yeah, we'll pre-order 50 of them. We'll give you the money, but we want to do one of ours, even if we wouldn't pick their building. If they're going to pay for it, we still fundraise.
I mean, basically, they need original artwork, so they take my photographs. I'll photograph the building because they have to sign off on that because they're afraid. That's why the mural becomes somewhat problematic.
What about Howard's? That would be a great one.
Yeah.
That might be-
We're also not limited in how many of these we can do. There's absolutely nothing.
No, but I mean,
We want to keep
Exclusivity, maybe,
is
yeah.
that what it- like
I mean,
the
I love-
novelty of like,
Yeah,
oh, I
yeah,
got this
exactly,
one this
yeah.
year, just like any, I would think that's.
Yeah, well, that was the whole show, absolutely.
Well, yeah,
I love
Just 'cause you're
Bad
saying
Dog.
people are calling
Brilliant. We
Yeah.
really should do Bad
Yeah.
Dog Brewery.
Yeah. Looking
because
around.
they made the package.
Plus, they sell them. You love to sell them.
True. So
Yeah.
You'd sell them. Plus, it's an iconic structure. They never got the attention. they
who,
needed.
Bad Dog?
Bad Dog.
Yeah, I think personally, I think those are good three. I think we should resurrect Christmas Village. I think for like a public or like a public space, I think the Hotchkiss Filer House, and then I think we should approach Bad Dog, see if they're interested.
Nice.
I think it's a good
Nice.
place to leave it.
Yeah,
I think we're telling them.
yeah.
Here's something else about Bad Dog. The second floor there is wide open.
Mhm.
You don't charge for people to have meetings there or whatever.
Oh.
And they don't, they're more than happy to let you use their wall space. So why don't we,
Really?
yeah, so why don't we ask for space and have a show there?
That's phenomenal.
Absolutely.
I love that.
I didn't know we could do that because there was alcohol on the property
Oh, yeah.
for a city commission.
This would be appropriate for
Yeah.
either contemporary or historic photos.
Right. Well, if you've noticed, if you've been in there, they got a lot of historic.
Now that Scott Williams is gone, we need another venue.
How large is that space?
How large is it? It's huge.
It's huge.
It's like
Oh,
twice the size of this building.
Yeah,
This is
Probably
twice the size
like
of this.
4,500 square feet.
And
or
the
so.
second floor?
The second floor is as big as the first floor.
Okay.
It's very big.
And is there parking?
Well, there's some parking on site, but they're a block away from the city parking lot.
Yeah.
And, you know, the street parking's not an issue there.
yeah.
I need to be out of here in about 2
Yeah.
minutes.
Yeah.
So I think we're good on the holiday ornaments. Everyone feel comfortable where we stand with
I don't
that?
mind doing the Hodgkins Firehouse, and I'll talk to Petricones. We've launched 3 this year, 2 new ones and a limited edition. Go to Petricones to get it. I
That's
don't
fine.
think that's a bad thing.
I'm comfortable.
Mhm.
Anyone else have any opposition?
And for, you know, and I'll get a price on resurrecting some old ones as well. And if anybody wants to buy out some old ones, as long as they're prepaid and we don't lose money, I mean, I'll bring the Warner back.
I would definitely buy Christmas Village, at least for Kelly's crystals.
Some people collect these.
Oh.
I do.
And if there's a
People-
minimum, then we can go
Yeah.
together on it.
Yeah, people, I can 100% confirm that people collect these. People come, like, I have people who have the whole collection.
Well, wouldn't
Absolutely.
every parent that puts their kid through the nutmeg buy that nutmeg ornament?
You know,
You would
Marty,
be surprised.
they were gonna buy out our inventory, but they didn't sell as well. So that's why we ended up with napping.
The reason being is a lot of those kids, their parents aren't there.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
One last thing, if I could.
They're concerned.
The Chamber of Commerce has a celebration of success on July 28th, and it's going to be at the Inn at Mount Pleasant, you know, which is on University Drive from 5 to 7. And this year they're honoring in three different categories. Business leader is 5 Point Center for the Arts. The community leader is our own Jock Williams.
Yeah.
Quality of life is Charlotte Hungerford Hospital, Hartford Healthcare Partner, and Sharon, of course, with all the stuff that they did. So it's going to be cool. It's food, music, fun. They're going to honor those recipients, heavy hors d'oeuvres, beer and wine included. Ooh. But it is $50 a person, but it does go to the chamber. So if anybody's interested, you can just get hold of the Chamber of Commerce. If you've never been to that, the inn there, it's great. And you have your own Janet Ifland to thank for preserving the barn. Remember when they went through subdivision?
Yeah.
We made them preserve the barn because the developer was going to tear down the historic barn there. So we put a conservation easement on the barn for historic preservation.
Wow.
And lo and behold, the developer ended up deciding to live there. He got a bunch of grants to fix up the barn, and he did a tremendous job, turned the house into a bed and breakfast. And he is so thankful that Janet and the rest of the commission, you know, made him preserve that barn.
And is that Mountain Plaza, is that what that so is that a newer bed and breakfast then?
No, he's been a bed and breakfast for probably 10 years or
Okay,
whatever.
so the situation you talked about happened 10 years ago where you.
Oh, it happened like 15 years ago,
Oh,
probably.
wow.
They did a big subdivision of that property. That particular house and acreage, though, because it was such a historic property, you know, we put that restriction on it as part of this subdivision approval.
Wonderful.
Yeah.
I know everyone has to leave soon. Is there any other new business?
Yeah, I wanted to bring up for our next meeting, if we might want to consider revisiting our original mission of the Arts and Culture Commission, just so that we can assess some of the previous programs and initiatives for their viability. I definitely think that we need to revisit our artist relocation project. And also I would like to see if we can branch out in terms of collective community impact collaborations, especially with the mental health community as they implement arts projects and programs into a lot of their services for their clients. Also, I would like for us to consider doing a PSA where we talk about our projects currently and some of our proposed initiatives. And just the last thing, with the implementation of today's banner project, I would like us to assess to see just exactly how that's going to weigh out in the rest of the yearly calendar going forward. And if that's going to allow us any headroom to do and what type of other projects that we would like to consider doing. So I think it's a great initiative, but I would like to see just exactly how much resources that's going to take of the commission in terms of working with and developing other programs.
I think, do you want to just make a motion to add something to the agenda for next time? Because I mean, that's a whole lot to discuss. I think we should make it.
Well, the only thing I was talking about adding to the agenda for next meeting was the assessment of our previous programs and mission statement.
I'll make a motion to add that to the agenda for the next meeting, and assessment of previous programs and where we stand.
Second. Janet, second.
Janet seconds.
All in favor?
All in favor?
Aye. All right, Sean.
Okay.
That'll be on the agenda.
Awesome, you guys. Thank you so much.
Thanks. Good luck. And the next two to the right.
I motion to adjourn the meeting.
Second.
That was
All in
great.
favor? Nice.
Yeah, my
Not
wife
really,
came down there
not really
on
related to the
Saturday.
meeting, but buy your tickets for the Oktoberfest. Yay. We're really excited about that. We're actually, we're at
I bought two already.
We're over 30% sold out right now.
Wow.
We only have 500 tickets to sell, and I think we're at like 160 or 170 yet.
160.
160, yeah.
Wow, that's great.
So
Oh, my own. Yeah.
we are
More
very
inventory.
excited. All right, guys, thank you.
Christy, thank you. Thanks.
Bye, Rachel. Thank you.
I found it, Bill.
Thank you.
I have a back-to-back meeting with the state of Connecticut, so I'll give you that.
You want to know where the spot is? You get a ticket while you're at one of these meetings. Yeah, give it to Marty. Marty, give it to Marty. Okay. He'll get rid of it for you. No, it's, I went to plug it and it was failed, and I'm like, oh, I've got a free pass.
Are you okay turning off over technology? All right.
And pleasure.
Nice to meet you too.
Yeah, we've got a lot to do
Oh,
this
you're
year.
gonna tell us when the next meeting is.
Yeah, we gotta go.